The story of Prophet Samuel. Hannah's Hannah, the Samuel's mother, prayed for God, and she said, "O Lord Almighty, if you look down upon my sorrow and answer my prayer and give me a son, then I will give him back to you. He will be yours for his entire lifetime." A few years later, or few months later, God answered her prayers and gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel. For the reason when he was grow older, Hannah will give Samuel to Eli the priest to serve God all the days of his life. When Samuel was 12 years old, and one night time when during sleeping, God called the first time, Samuel. Samuel got up and he thought Eli called Samuel, but he didn't. He went back to sleep. The second time called Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel got up again, and then Eli called him twice, but he didn't. He went back to sleep again. God called the third time, Samuel, Samuel. Samuel got up again, and he said, "You did not call me Samuel. The Lord called you." If the Lord calls you again, said, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." Then Samuel back to sleep, went back to bed. A few moments later, God called his fourth time, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel woke up and said, "Speak, Lord, your servant is listening." Then God answered Samuel about the message. God answered to Samuel, "Samuel, your sons and Eli will punish this house forever, because his sons were accursed of themselves, and you did not rebuke them. I'm going to do something about Israel, and we'll hear of it will tingle. I will gather all my friends against Eli and his family from beginning to end." The next morning, Samuel feels sad about the message about what God said. Then Eli said to Samuel, "What did the Lord spoke to you? Don't hide it from me. If you hide something, you'll be in big trouble. What if the Lord spoke to you?" Then Samuel said, "He said he warned you already." And Samuel said to Eli what God said. He said, "Your final judgment has come, and it's too late." And then Eli the priest finally realized what God's judgment to Eli has found was coming upon him. And then Eli noticed the Lord has spoken. And then Samuel became a prophet of God, because God, remember, God promised Hannah to give a son to be a prophet. That's why God promises to Hannah, Samuel's mother, to become the prophet of God and also a leader and judge. Af- During the next evening, the Israel fighting the Philistines, and the two sons had took the ark to cover in battle. And Eli was really furious about the Ark of a Covenant has been taken by his sons took the ark into battle and against the Philistines. A few hours later, Eli was very scared if the sons were okay or not okay. And then the soldier of Israel said, "We lost the battle, my lord. The Philistines will kill your sons by sword, and 4,000 Israelites were dead and killed." And Eli was talking about the Ark of Covenant. He said, "What about the Ark of a Covenant? Where is it?" And the armor Israel said, "The ark was taken by the Philistines." And Eli has been conscious, and in few minutes later, he died. And the Samuel's prophecy is fulfilled. Sam, after he grew up, Samuel the prophet had been chosen by God because he wanted to preach God's word about the message in all the earth. All the Israelites, and also the good news The Israelites were very furious that they wanted king, the king of all time. Then Samuel said to God, "Find me a new king, the first king of Israel. Then he will give it to you on this passage." Then for yeah, that's all the story. The story of Samuel the prophet was really important to God because Samuel has chosen by God because Hannah, Samuel's mother, promised God to give a son. God promises Hannah to give a son because he promised to give a son to serve God to all days of his life, to be a prophet. And that's why Samuel had been chosen by God to grow older. Then Samuel, not just as a prophet, he is also a judge. And the army I think it was army considered leader. I think so. I think it was judge and the army commissioner. I think or army leader. He sacrificed offerings as a priest and all as well. All right, that's all. All right, Sunday, I'm gonna talk about the tabernacle of Moses. What does the tabernacle look like? I'll see you guys this Sunday, and God bless you.